So weirdest story of the weekend. Apparently, the U.S. Capitol Police arrested Stephen Colbert's staffers at the House office building and charged them with illegal entry. So I'd be remiss if I didn't say insurrection. But, U.S. Capitol Police arrested a group of staffers with CBS's The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, according to Fox News, after they allegedly illegally entered a House of Representatives office building on Thursday night. The group of 7 people were arrested in Longworth House office building after being escorted out of the January 6th committee hearing earlier in the day because they didn't have proper press passes, according to the sources. The same group then resurfaced later on Thursday night after the Capitol complex was closed to public visitors, and Fox News was told that they took videos and pictures around the offices of 2 Republican members of Congress, Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy and Representative Lauren Boebert of Colorado. A senior source in the U.S. House of Representatives told Fox News 7 individuals associated with Colbert's show were arrested. The group was unescorted and charged with illegal entry to House office buildings after hours. Apparently, they tried to get press credentials for January 6th, but the House Radio and TV Gallery rejected the request because they're not actually news. The issue didn't go to the Radio TV Correspondents Association. They usually handle credentialing. Also, you need a regular Capitol Hill press pass and a special overlay if you want to be in the January 6th committee hearings with special permission. Members of Colbert's team could have been in the House office buildings if they were invited, and apparently they were because they were supposed to talk with, you guessed it, Adam Schiff, who has never not been on TV. When Capitol Police spotted members of Colbert's team at the January 6th committee area, they were moved away and left the House office building, but then they were let back in sometime after 4 p.m., and they were left unattended for several hours. And apparently they then started roaming the House office buildings while they were unattended. They received a call for disturbance, the police did, in the Longworth House office building at 8:30 p.m. on Thursday. They said additional charges could be filed. They were charged with unlawful entry. This is an active criminal investigation, says the statement from the cops. Apparently, one of the journalists on site was Triumph, the insult comic dog, to record interviews for a comedy segment on behalf of Stephen Colbert. So things are going well in our wonderful, wonderful media. By the way, got to give you the other media story of the day just because it's hysterically funny. And that is the wonderful continuing saga of Taylor Lorenz. Taylor Lorenz is the world's worst reporter. And I have to tell you, I'm so highly amused by the continuation of this drama. And I hope it just continues forever because I do love it. I do love it so. So here is what happened. Taylor Lorenz was following the account of Matt Iglesias. And Matt Iglesias announced that he had contracted COVID. And then he made a joke. And he said that about how he was going to be unable to work. And he tweeted, FYI, all future typos are due to long COVID. He's making a joke about COVID because he has it. And Taylor Lorenz then tweeted, because this is all she does. She just lives to start controversies and then whine about how people are being mean to her. She tweeted, I'm glad it's a joke for you, Matt, and that you're lucky enough to get access to great care. But for those who have had their lives destroyed by the virus and who have had loved ones die from or suffer with long COVID, it's not funny. Hopefully, you can have a little more empathy, especially today. Says Taylor Lorenz, the most empathetic of all humans. He arrives at people's door, knocks on their door, announces where they live when she's profiling them for no reason. This is the Washington Post reporter who is so good at her job that they had to give her a supervisor. They literally did that. And so she, Again, Iglesias' great sin, according to Taylor Lorenz. He said, frankly, I think the virus should respect Father's Day more than this. Just terrible. Okay, just terrible. So, it's so funny. There's one guy who then tweeted back at Taylor Lorenz. And he said, I had COVID and I almost died from COVID. His Midwest gun dad. He said, hi, Taylor, can I joke about it? This is me. The first time I sat up after the coma, they had to put me in due to COVID. It nearly killed me 4 times in the 41 days I was in the coma. You have a choice, crack jokes or let it destroy your mind. So I say start joking and keep it up. And Taylor Lorenz then responded by saying that this person should experience what she called, I want to get the term right because it's so absurd, lateral ableism. Lateral ableism. It's so spectacular. Her tweet says, quote, there's a big difference between joking about your own condition at your own expense and joking at the expense of others, especially those who are suffering. Continually minimizing an illness that is still devastating so many is harmful. Harmful. I encourage you to learn about lateral ableism. Lateral ableism. By this, she means that you're allowed to, I assume. She doesn't mean that you have to lie down while you make fun of people who are handicapped. I assume that what she means by lateral ableism is that you're only allowed to make fun of somebody who has a disability if you also have a disability. But if you don't have a disability, you can't make fun of them. This guy posted back, "Dear God, I'm a half-crippled, fat, balding internet bleep poster, and I'm still more likable than you." Fact check true. So presumably she'll be given a raise at the Washington Post because she is just excellent at her job. Oh, the adventures of the media. It's fun to watch these people just destroy themselves. I hope you enjoyed that clip from The Ben Shapiro Show. If you did, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you stay up to date with all our future content.